Sisters and allies, we come together today for the ongoing fight for women's rights. Our mothers, our grandmothers fought tooth and nail to win us the rights that we enjoy today. It's been a long road, and while we stand on the backs of their successes, it is our duty to continue their fight. And there is still so much work to be done. In Australia today, for every dollar a man earns, a woman doing the same job earns 87 cents. Women are underrepresented in positions of power. Okay. We make up 51% of the population, but less than 20% of Australian CEOs are women. 22% of Australian boards and government bodies don't have a single woman on them. These are the people making the laws for us. It is 2023 and that is a disgrace. And though we may be underrepresented in positions of power and government, we are overrepresented in statistics of violence. On average, one woman is murdered by her current or former partner per week. 1 in 3 women have experienced physical and or sexual violence perpetrated by a man that they know. And these numbers double when we look at our sisters with disabilities. These numbers are much higher for our Indigenous sisters who face not just interpersonal violence but also systemic institutional violence. These numbers are the tip of a very ugly iceberg. This is a nation in crisis. Those politicians up in Parliament House let us down every fucking day when they fail again and again to allocate sufficient funding to solving preventable issues. The violence and discrimination that women face is a direct result of the patriarchy. The patriarchy is upheld every day by sexist, backward men and the women who support them with their internalized sexism. It is men who commit these violent crimes. When we talk about violence against women, we leave out a key player, and that is men. When we talk about violence against children, it is often men who are the perpetrators, and it is often religious men in positions of power. The Royal Commission into Institutional Responses to Child Sexual Abuse found that cases of sexual abuse of children was 3 times higher in Catholic schools. Religious men in positions of power. These are our enemies. These are the people we should be protecting our children from. Let's take a moment to consider another group of people, and that's trans people. Let's look at some facts. 22% of trans youth have experienced homelessness as a direct result of transphobia from their parents, their workplaces, their landlords. Trans people struggle to gain access to the basic medical treatment that all of us take for granted. 1 in 3 trans women in Queensland has been assaulted with a weapon. And most shockingly, up to 90% of trans youth, medicine that we take for granted every day, like healthcare, yes. As a trans...
Okay, so what's trans medicine? She said paracetamol. Let me just say, you're going to say that trans people that call themselves trans are prevented from having paracetamol.
I'm saying that the people I know who are trans struggle to find doctors that treat them with respect. The general respect that all of you get when you go to your doctor. Can I finish? What do you go to the doctor for? A cold? A sore back?
So a trans, okay, all right. So somebody trans, calling themselves trans, goes to a doctor and they don't get treated for a cold.
No, that's a lie.
And they don't get treated for a cold.
That's a lie. You're in a cold, mate.
Come on. Do they get treated for cancer? Does a trans woman get treated for prostate cancer?
We're talking about women.
Why can't you talk about women?
Okay, I had a friend, they've now passed away. They were a trans man, and when they went to the doctor, they couldn't get checked for HPV. They wouldn't check them because they didn't think that they were...
They've been co-opted. That's Right. What happens when you demand that people believe the lies that they are told? That doctor won't be able to treat your friend who was a woman for female health conditions because on those notes it said she was a man. Do you not understand this? This woman thinks it's appropriate when she's talked about domestic violence and the death of Indigenous women to talk about the rights of men. You think there's how many Indigenous people of this fair land call themselves a different sex? Percentage, please.
This dual structure of sex.
Percentage. How many Indigenous people of this land say that they're the opposite sex? Percentage, please. Numbers.
It's a colonizer construct, sex.
Yeah, and the colonisation of female-only spaces by men is here and now, which you support. Why do you support men in women's spaces?
Yeah, why?
I think patriarchal men are the enemies inflicting violence on us.
Men are men.
I don't.
Why do you support
It's how they get to dress up as women.
Right, she's now going to explain why some adult man with an erection, an adult erect penis, is allowed in a space with my 16-year-old daughter. Let's hear you. Let's hear your argument for that.
Statistically, your daughter is way...
No. You're going to answer the question. Why should an adult penis be in the same space as female-only space as my daughter? Answer that.
You're all spreading hate, and it's stupid.
Thank you very much. Okay. Half